Nick Mangwana under fire for a false survey that endorses Emerson Mnangagwa's leadership. You know, ZANU-PF are trying as much as they can to want to paint a picture, a good picture about themselves, and yet the whole world knows the truth of what really is happening on the ground. There is no one in any corner of the world today that you can ask about ZANU-PF, and they would say they don't know how Emerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF have run down Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has been run down by these people, and it is known, it is recorded, it is known. There are records of the poor management that is in Zimbabwe. We have seen how they've used money, abused money rather, during the preparations to the SADC summit, where they claim they've used 1.7 billion only to construct roads that are less than 20 kilometers. Of course, the villas of SADC that were not complete, that ended up not being used, that are now just white elephants. We see the situation of the roads in the country, the electricity situation, the economy that has collapsed, the ZIG that is now like just toilet paper, the rest of the problems that are water situations in cities, in towns, and growth points. We are seeing also the corruption at most, what is happening in Zimbabwe. We have seen the Chivayo exposures, the ZEC Gate, the Mbudzi scandals, the Gwanda solar projects, the ministry projects, new ministry scandals that we have seen happening left, right, and center. We've seen also the human rights abuses in Zimbabwe that are known all over the world. Organizations all over the world have come out, lambasting ZANU-PF for and Emerson Mnangagwa for human rights abuses in Zimbabwe. Up to now, as we speak, we still have many of our leaders and our fighters for change and for human rights are still locked in prisons that don't even have water, that have no flushing toilets, that have no proper food for the prisoners. And this is so sad when we start to see people like the ZANU-PF propaganda, Nick Mangwana, coming up with some false surveys, like I always say, putting lipstick or makeup on a frog. It's not going to work. Nobody is going to be hoodwinked to believing such kind of things. Those are just lies that we've seen from the beginning. And this is a sad development, really, where they don't want to do the right things, but yet they want to have a good name or good comments said about them. But it's unfortunate that it's never going to be working for them, because the truth is known. No one today can be hoodwinked into believing that ZANU-PF is the best of the best and Mnangagwa's administration is doing the best. So I want us to go through what Nick Mangwana wrote and how Zimbabwean people have responded to that. And you can tell on your own that, you know what, this is just a big lie. And nobody right now in their normal senses can ever be cheated by ZANU-PF into believing that they are doing the best. So Nick writes that majority of Zimbabweans say Emerson Mnangagwa has performed his duties as the country's leader well in the past 4 months, ties as the country's leader. This is revealed in key findings of an Afrobarometer survey by the mass public opinion. But when you look at this, this is a daily news, which happens to be their own newspaper that they are controlling. It's a daily news article, and they are coming here to say that it is an Afrobarometer. And when you look at this, you find that it's written Jeffrey Muvajgai or Muvajai, something like that, or Muvadzai, I can't see correctly there, which is just somebody who is just a Zimbabwean editor who is working at the Daily News. And they are coming up with this, and they want to call it an Afrobarometer survey. You see, it's very, very embarrassing what we continue to see happening with this ZANU-PF propaganda. It's not working, but they might want to continue to try it, thinking that it's going to paint a better picture for themselves. So if ZANU-PF wants a good name or good ratings and approvals, why not just do things right? Why not just run things as accordingly? But they don't want to do that, and yet they want to be called very good leaders. It's shameful and so embarrassing. So I would want us to go through some of the comments that we are seeing coming from the citizens of Zimbabwe. But of course, like I always tell you, this is social media. We can't control some of the comments we see here. There are some comments that we don't agree with, we don't resonate with as this platform. This is a platform of the Spirit of God. This is a Christian platform. So I won't be reading some of those, very dirty comments, but they might, go through on the screen. So you'll forgive me then. You might see them on the screen, but I'm not going to be reading them. I'll quickly have to take them off the screen. Uncle Alf is saying, not true. do you conduct the survey at ZANU-PF rally? And Nick says the survey was conducted by Afrobarometer. You see, they want to maintain and force people to agree that it is Afrobarometer. Brian is saying, let's do a poll right here, right now. And Nick responds by saying, we don't survey ghosts. And you see that he doesn't want, he's afraid because the truth will come out there and there. It a survey comment section, uone iwe duchke. And yezvidura, Nick is saying there. And there is one other comment that I'm pushing over there. Don't want to read that one. It's one of those comments I was talking about. Nehemiah is saying, which citizens, Nick? Saka vanhu vekuzanu-PF headquarters ndo ma-citizens ko isu timbori chii. Just imagine. Ndaba is saying, oh, nonsense. That survey was done in his kitchen, I think. And more comments are here. Lie. Afrobarometer says lots of people of Zimbabwe, they don't want one person to rule the country until the to the graveyard. That's the truth there. But they always want to bring what they want. So let's move on and look at others. There's a survey that was done here. I want to show you the survey that was done by somebody there and there who said, let's do the survey right here, right now. I saw it somewhere. I think it must be somewhere there ahead. Someone is saying, you think we were born last week? Anoitirwa kupi masurvey aya togara tichingopesana nawo kuzongomawanira newspapers. That's the truth there. Makati measure kupi is somebody also unopenga iwe majority ipi iwe nevana vako here. Nonsense. Can you see this? Which citizens? Someone is asking there. Say a faction of ZANU-PF. Nekuti, if you want to include all citizens of Zimbabwe, munopinzwa busy ne-leadership yenyu zvakadhakwa. Right. Right. This is the survey that I wanted you to see. Somebody says, let's see, yes and no. And he did the survey then there, and no showed 92.2%. And yes is just 7.8%. You see, this is the reality there and there on the ground. Let's do it here and see the final result, not what you are coming up with lying to yourself. It's really hard being you, Nick. The level of bootlicking, Madot. Indeed, it's very hard. If somebody was saying to me, Chatufa, I wish you can become the presidential spokesperson in the new Great Zimbabwe. And you still remember if you were there on the show, on the main channel, I said, I wouldn't mind. I'll be very blessed because my job won't be difficult. I'll be speaking for an honorable and honest man. So it's really not going to be a problem. I know that I don't have to struggle to be looking for lies and propaganda. So something like that. So someone is saying, saying this sanganeo nema survey. That's the truth there. Someone say, why? Wow, I must have missed the survey again. that's irony. It's an irony. It's saying in an ironic way there. Someone is saying no clean drinking water, no electricity, no roads, high food prices, corruption. Crooked Emerson must respect us. That's exactly what somebody say. Another person say, Oridodo. So this is what it is. So you can see that many people really are coming out. You can go on and on and on, and you will continue to see that Zimbabwean people are not in agreement totally with what Nick Mangwana is saying, while he might want to continue to say that, blow on their own trumpet as ZANU-PF people and make noise about themselves. But the truth of the matter is there is nothing like that. That's a big lie. And it's not going to be accepted. Zimbabwean people are rejecting it totally and so strongly. The truth of the matter is ZANU-PF is not wanted. Mnangagwa is not wanted. Zimbabwean people want to see change. And change is coming. Change is going to happen. We are in the season of change. God is in it and freedom for Zimbabwe is coming. Thank you so much, family, for joining me on the show. Remember, as always, to support the platform by subscribing, liking, and sharing, and also putting your comment. We want to hear what you think. Do you think that that is really Afrobarometer or it's a big lie of ZANU-PF? But of course, we know it's a big lie. Put your comment there. We want to hear what you think. Till we meet again in the upcoming show, you are blessed.